Hi there. Welcome to MCSI. My name is Laura. In this video, I will demonstrate how volatility can be used to investigate disk artifacts in a memory dump. Every computer has a hard disk and a memory region called the RAM. Let's assume you have a Word document stored on your hard disk. When you want to view the contents of that file, you will open it. As you double-click the file to open it, your computer first places a copy of the file in RAM, and then makes it visible to you. When you close the file, a copy of the file is still present in the RAM. This is referred to as the cached copy of the file. Even when you start applications like web browsers, the binary of that application is first brought into memory, and then the browser opens up on your screen. Most applications require dynamic link libraries for their execution. All these DLLs would be brought into memory first, before being used by an application. Within the RAM, you can find the cached copy of a number of files, application binaries, and DLLs. Older cached content is replaced by newer content. Now, if a malicious binary had been executed on this computer recently, it is possible to find a cached copy of the malicious binary and DLLs loaded in memory. Volatility plugins have been specially designed to identify and extract cached contents in memory. First, we will utilize some volatility plugins against a memory dump taken from a Windows 7 computer. The FilesCan plugin is used to display the entire list of cached files in memory. The output will be a very long list. You can pipe the output of this command to a text file. For every cached file, you can find the offset at which this file is found within the memory dump, the number of pointers to it, the number of handles to it, the permissions assigned, and finally the absolute path on disk, where the complete file exists. You can observe that files having different extensions have been cached in memory. Now we will dump the cached contents of this dynamic link library. I will copy this offset value. Now I will utilize the dump files plugin and specify the offset of the file to be dumped using QSwitch. And then specify an empty directory to dump the cached file to. We can find the cached file dumped into this directory. If you have recovered a cached copy of a suspicious file, binary, or DLL, then you can perform static malware analysis on it. You can start with running strings utility against this sample. See if you can spot anything suspicious. When no offset is specified in this command, then all the cached files in memory will be dumped into this directory. Next, we will discuss the use of MFT parser plugin. I encourage you to read these two articles in our library to fully comprehend the use of the MFT parser plugin. You can find the link to these articles in the description box below. In the master file table, or MFT, information about a file is stored as attributes. A copy of recently created or modified master file table entries can be found within the memory dump. The MFT parser plugin is used to carve those MFT entries from memory. I have already executed this plugin against the memory dump and stored the output in a text file. Let's take a look at it. For every MFT entry in the memory dump, you can find its entry record number and the contents of some important attributes: standard information, file name, data, and object ID. Both the standard information and file name attributes contain 4 timestamps: the time at which the file was created, the time at which the file was modified, the time at which the MFT entry for a file was modified, and the time at which the file's contents were last accessed. Now, when is this output of MFT parser plugin useful? Whenever a binary is executed, a prefetch file is created for it. When a prefetch file is created on disk, an entry is created for it in the master file table. If a binary had been executed recently for the first time, then its prefetch file would have been created recently. The prefetch file's MFT entry would be present in memory. If a cyber adversary had executed a malicious binary recently, you can find the timestamp at which its prefetch file was created by examining the prefetch file's MFT entry in memory. Some malware samples drop malicious scripts or other executables. As those dropped files are created on disk, MFT entries would be created for them. It is possible to find those recently created MFT entries within the memory dump. A number of forensic artifacts exist within a memory dump. You can build a timeline of all those artifacts using the Timeliner plugin. I recommend storing the output of this plugin in a text file. I have already executed it. And here is the output. You can see the sequence of events present in the memory dump. When you have a particular time window of interest, you can examine that specific section of output to confirm that all critical artifacts have been recovered. We observed how Volatility 2 can be used to identify and carve cached files in memory, identify information about recently created files, and build a timeline of all the files present in memory. Now, we will perform the same task on a Windows 10 memory dump using Volatility 3. With Volatility 3, you can look for cached files in memory using the Windows.FilesCan plugin. For every cached file, you can view the virtual address offset at which it is present within the memory dump, followed by its absolute path on disk. To dump a cached file, we will specify the directory to dump the cached file into, followed by the memory dump to analyze. Specify the Windows.DumpFiles plugin, and use this option to specify the virtual address of the cached file. When Enter is pressed, the cached file is dumped successfully. You can find it in this directory. Additionally, you can also dump all the files cached by a process using the PID option. You can find the carved files here. In Volatility 3, the MFT parser plugin has been renamed to MFT Scan. I have already executed this plugin against the memory dump and have stored the output in a text file. The output is different from that presented by Volatility 2. For an MFT entry, you can find the contents of the standard information attribute and file name attribute. You can utilize the Timeliner plugin to build the timeline of all events in memory. Note that the plugin name is not prefixed with the word Windows. I have already executed this plugin against the memory dump and have stored the output in a text file. Here is the output of Timeliner plugin from this memory dump. Here is a project idea for you. Perform the following tasks on a Windows virtual machine. Execute a malware sample. Then, acquire a memory dump of your VM. Using the Volatility framework, investigate if the malware sample had dynamically loaded any DLLs, created any shortcuts, modified registry entries and dropped other scripts or executables. Identify when a prefetch file had been created for the sample. Look for all possible disk artifacts that can be attributed to the malware sample within the memory dump. I am sure you will have some interesting findings. If you liked this video, Please hit like and share this video on social media. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to receive more videos like this one. Join our online community of students learning useful cybersecurity skills if you haven't already. To register for a free account right away, go to our website. Happy learning and see you soon!